Okay, so what we want to do is turn this 2D vector file into a keychain. So the first step is to get it out of Fusion 360. Out of Adobe Illustrator. To do that, we go File, Save As, and then save on your computer. The file type that we are looking for is called SVG. So this is a file type that Fusion 360 will understand. So we're going to make sure we know where we're saving it, and we're going to click Save and OK. So now in Fusion 360, we'll close these up. We are going to start a new file. Okay, so we're going to start with a new sketch, and we will do it down here on our bottom plane. And so the first step to making the name tag is to make the base. So what I suggest you do is go do a little research first. The maximum size that we're going to allow is 100 millimeters by 100 millimeters. I would go and decide where you want to hang it, and then decide what is a good size for the place you're going to hang it. I'm going to go get a center rectangle, which you can find by going to Create Rectangle, Center Rectangle. And I'm going to make sure I anchor it to the origin. And so I've decided that for my name tag, I'm going to make it 70 millimeters wide. And I'm going to hit Tab, and I'm going to make it 100 millimeters long. Okay. And so now I'm going to hit Enter. And that's the base of my name tag. And I think what we will do, so you could round, I'm going to round the corners. So I'm going to round them here in my sketch. So I go get my fillet tool, and I click on these two corners, and you can see it rounds them, but I'm going to change the radius to just 5. So it just puts a little bit of a rounder corner in there. And I should be able to just click on these next two corners, and it'll add it to all the corners. Like that. Now the last step is in my sketch is I want to make sure there's a hole in my base that I can put a keychain through. So I'm going to go get a circle diameter circle, and I want it to go in this corner. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to hover over this diagonal here. So I'm going to line it up with that diagonal. I'm going to click once to anchor the circle. And you can see as I make it bigger and smaller, the number changes. So I can change it to an amount that makes sense. And to me, I think a 1 centimeter or 10 millimeter circle would be perfect. And I'm going to hit Enter. And I think we're set. Now the only thing is that I haven't told Fusion how far away this circle is from the middle. So I'm going to do that as well. I'm going to use the Dimension tool here, which is also the keyboard shortcut D. We're going to click in the middle, and I'm going to click in the middle of the circle, and I can see that it's currently 46. So I'm going to click again, and I'm going to make it 45. And now one thing you can notice is that all the lines are black in here. That means that this isn't fully constrained. It means that Fusion knows exactly where all the parts are. So now I'm just going to go Finish Sketch. And so now I just need to give it some thickness. So now I'm going to go up here to my Extrude button, click on here. Oh, what happened? There we go. And so I can make it as thick as I like, but I'm going to actually go over here to my panel that goes with Extrude, and I'm going to actually make it. So 1 centimeter, I think if I look at a ruler, 1 centimeter is too thick. I'm going to go with 6 millimeters, and I'm going to go OK. All right, so now all that remains is to get my vector graphic on here. So I'm going to go turn off my origin because it's bugging me a bit. And I'm going to go over here to Insert and Insert SVG. And then I'm going to go Insert from my computer. And I'm going to go to Downloads, Mr. Phil Name Tag, Open. So now I'm going to select the plane that it's going to go on. And there it is. Okay, so it's shown up upside down. So I need to use some of the move tools here to move it around. So I can use this to angle it to change and I can, if I click on this square, I can drag it where I want it, okay? If it's not the right size, I can go to my scale here. So if I make it, now it's important that you do this before you click OK. Once you click OK, you can't scale it again. So you want to make sure you make all the changes before you click OK. So I'm going to make, if I make it 1.5, and then I can drag on here. Okay, 1.5 is too big. In fact, for mine, 1 was probably absolutely perfect. Now I made it 1.5. I'm going to go back to point. I got to make it less than that. So 0.75. So we'll do that. And we're going to click OK. And now we're going to go finish sketch. Okay, so that's my second sketch down there with my vector graphic in it. Now, the next step is we need to extrude it. And okay, so you can see here, each of the different closed shapes is now something I can select. So this could be a little tricky. Sometimes, depending on your design, it might be harder or easier to select. So now you need to decide if we want this to come up or go down. I want it to come up. So I'm going to go extrude, and I'm just going to hover over this. And let's make it come up. Let's see if we change the distance there. There should be this little guy here. I'm not sure why he's on my other. You should have that there so that you can do that as well. And I'm going to actually click on this inside part here too. So I'm going to make it come up. And again, I would go get a ruler, have a look. I'm going to do 2 millimeters, and I'm going to click OK. And so there's my little name tag. Now, I'll show you a couple other cool tricks just for fun. If you wanted to have a little border around the edge here, one thing you could do is put a new sketch on here. And there's this tool here called the offset tool. If I click on that, and I click on this edge, and then I drag it, let's try that again. Click on this edge, and then I drag it in. I can make an inside shape like that, finish sketch, and then if I go extrude, I can click on that, make it distance too high, and I can go OK. And the other thing I could do if I wanted to round this edge a little bit, I can go get my fillet tool, and I can click on one of these edges. If I click one, it will round it a little bit, so it's not going to get caught on stuff. Okay, so there you go. There is my name tag in 3D, ready for the 3D printer. The last step is to export it. So I'm going to go over here to my file. I'm going to go export, and I have to change the type to an STL file. That's the kind of file that the 3D printers know. And I'm going to call this fill name tag. Make sure I know where I'm saving it. I'm going to go export, and then you upload that to Google Classroom, and we'll get it going in the 3D printer.